Good evening, and welcome to another evening of Valor Hockey. I guess this is late afternoon. And coming off a really tough overtime loss last night, Valor seemed control of that game. And then a pair of goals in 30 seconds. And then that tying goal, I watched a replay of that. It was actually really good work at the end of that game with that pulled goalie man advantage by Ralston Valley. But as it was, they win in overtime, and I believe that Valor does not get a point for an overtime loss. On to tonight, and some different looking lines tonight. The shakeup, I think Coach Dwazdecky is changing things up, trying this combo, that combo to try and find the right magic, because it's definitely not quite synced up. We know it's in there, it's just a question of when. So let's get right to it. The Baker line is skating with Hoyt Sorensen and Jack Bevan. The Fisher line is skating with the Charles brothers, Dawson and Maddox. And the Purchase line remains the same with Deep and Sutter. And Tarbert and Jimenez, two other wingers that will be swapping in and out. Well, we've seen that before in some other games. And not dressed for this game is Foy, Majors, Bodine, and Canapari. I actually scratch that. Leave Foy or May, one of the two. Actually, Foy is on the ice. So we're running 7 defenders. Again, I think trying to find out the right lines. Anyway, we'll get this started in about 30 seconds. We've got the full setup here. Apologies for more technical difficulties last night at Apex. We had Wi-Fi issues again, and the audio wasn't quite synced up. We finally got there in the third, thanks to some viewers pointing that out. But I'm here with Mike Shaw in the booth, and I think we should be good to go. This Chap team is looking pretty good so far this year. I looked at the rankings. I think they're in the top 5 in the Chasta RPI. Several good wins. They beat East in an overtime win a few weeks ago, maybe last weekend it might have been. Anyway, the standard protocol will collect the pucks. We'll go down to the ice for the starting lineup. We are in Family Sports, and we're the visiting team, as this is Chap's home ice. I'll drop the mic as they announce the starting lineups, and we'll sing the national anthem.
Forward number 5,
All right. Good work there. And one last piece is in goal tonight will be number 31, Ryan Haverkost. So get this game started. I did look a little further. Chap is 3-2. Good win over East, as I mentioned. And ranked just a little bit higher in the state rankings than Valor. But let's get this game going, and hopefully we'll see some fireworks and some energy and a little bit of anger out of the boys tonight. Here we go with Fisher and the Dawson boys, and they win that draw. Back to Gogo. He's going to corral that. Back behind, he gets chased by Heersink, number 18, new addition to this club. Tied up. Maddox is tied up. Puck goes back down into the corner. Owen Heersink gets to it first. Gogo plays it. Gets a little bit of a high stick to the face. See if they can get that outlet going. Gogo gets a stick, tries to get it out. That's intercepted. Now Gabe on the rush. He'll give it a try. Makes the center line. He's going to send it into the the home team's bench. And that'll be a stoppage. So 30 seconds into the game, and we have our first stoppage. Now we'll see Baker out there with Hoyt and Bevan. McKiddo and Stanley playing defense. Draws one back to Stanley. He takes a body, hard body. Hoyt's there, chips it up. Chaps the first team there. They're going to play it. Good forecheck by Bevan. He gets to it, sealed off. There's Baker. Puts it up to Hoyt. Shot, score! And just like that, Hoyt Sorensen puts him on the board. 46 seconds into the game. Great play there. Good work by Bevan at the blue line. Good hard muscle by Bevan to get it in. Sends it to Baker, and Baker to Hoyt using that speed. And Hoyt goes bar down to open this game up. 1-0 Valor, and just like that, the boys have a lead. And they haven't had a lead since 2 seconds left in the game last night. New lines out there. This should look familiar. Purchase is out there with Deep and Sutter. They were working hard last night. The boys out with some energy. Deep goes wide on that shot. I saw what he was looking at, a little bit wide. Sent in by Stanley, doesn't make it through. Good by Purchase. Good centering attempt there. Boys come out with some energy. Now that's a stretch pass. If kids can get there, he does good job breaking it up as Stanley. Stanley plays it back behind the net. Kicked out by Sutter, up to Purchase, a 2-on-2. He's got Deep with him. Purchase goes through the legs, can't quite connect on it. And now Chap tries to organize, go the other way, and Heersink's back on the ice. Looks like they're gonna play these top kids a lot. Should we see a healthy dose of them? Sutter spins off that check, sent in by Chap. Now the boys will give chase. King plays it just past Coffey, out to Sutter. Sutter takes some body, gets it up to Deep. Deep sends it in, makes it middle line, and sends it down in. Chap is there. Baker's back on the forecheck now. Looks like he's playing with Jimenez and Charbert. So Baker, nice double shift here. Good job with that centering pass assist, that last play too. Back down in the corner. Baker fishes it out. Charbert swings and misses on it. Baker didn't see where it was. It was in his feet. Now that's sent all the way back down. There's Jimenez. Look at that back check to corral that. Now it's turned and just rifled out of there. Chap's going to try and organize in the neutral zone. Baker on the forecheck, sent in into the corner. Joey just misses that check a little bit. Unless the guy knows he's there. Oh, big hit on King. He bounces off that. Might be skating a little slowly to the bench, but he should be all right. Change comes. Baker, good job fishing that out. Gets it up to Dawson. Dawson, takes a hit in the back, skating backwards in. Little bit dangerous. Maddox joins the play now too. Maddox bodied off in the corner. The Dawson brothers working together. That's kind of cool to see. They were on different lines last year during the season. Now to see them on this line, we'll see how they work. Puck's left back there by Havikos. Little opposition. Puck bounces right down the middle. Shot wide. Holy cow. A little bit of a misplay. Doesn't hurt him. That's some dangerous work, though. Good job by Maddox with some body up top, blocking that shot and getting in the way. Chap dumped it all the way back down in. Havikos taps it over there to O'Donnell. He'll survey and sends it straight into the skates of Fisher. Maddox with some bodies off of it. Here comes Chap. Sent down by O'Donnell. Good play, and they managed to get it out, but now it's just dumped to the neutral zone. Seems to be the play. Fished in big, lobber to Havikos like they're playing catch in the backyard. Stretch pass doesn't quite connect with Bevan. Bevan now working out there. Baker's out there again. Oh, and then O'Donnell, and that is no trip call. That could have been a trip call. Giggles pass across to Hoyt. He kicks it up, and that will be an ice. So we'll send it all the way back down. 13-10 left, first period. So some good energy by Valor. Comes out a little bit with some ferocity, I think, after that loss last night. Baker out there with Hoyt and Bevan. Could be a good matchup here. Good first goal. All three forwards getting in on it. Just tapped back, I think, to Stanley. Whatever the case, it's back in the zone. McKiddle's going to control. He stays up. Hoyt looking for a pass, chips it way high. Bevan plays it. He's on the rest, sends it back to Hoyt. Hoyt's making the side again. He gets hauled down. No call. Maybe that. Oh, that's a good stick lift by that Chap kid. But look at Bevan on that back check. Good work by Bevan on the back check. McKiddle flips it off the boards, takes a little bit of body for that. Hoyt's now on the forecheck. Baker joins them. They seem to get it out. They sure do. And now they're going to pitch it in. McKiddle gives a little body to here, sink. And they, oh my goodness gracious. That puck loose, played back behind the net. I think that's Stanley, I think. Little cavalier with that. Sutter with some of that stick handling the zone, which is dangerous. And now he turns it over. Here's Chap going the other direction. Backhand shots wide. Players are in the net. I think we're going to blow that one dead. No penalty. I think the net must be off the moorings. Yeah, McKiddle gets a little body down into the net that sends it off the moorings. Purchase line out there now. Purchase out there. Deep and Sutter. Glove comes off. Purchase winds it back around. King plays some body. Good work there. Sutter absorbs a hit, stays with it, sent back down in. Foy's there. Foy pitches it around to Deep. Try and organize, and he just turns and backhands it out. Played by the goalie. That's nice. Good job by Deep to get it on net, so the icing is nullified. But here Chap's going to organize in the center. They come up the side. Shot directly into the middle of Havikos, and that's been back up to the middle. Purchase will play that down. Backhands it up to Sutter. He's 1-on-3, 4, 1-on-5 now. He's going to spin around, look for reinforcements, take some body. Good job eating that clock while the boys come on for the change. Played down in. Joey might have played that with a high stick. Nope, didn't. Back to King. King surveys. He tries to get it up to Sutter. Sent down in. Baker gives chase, runs in to the Chap kid, and now it pops out to Tarbert. Tarbert chips it in. Now it's cross ice to Jimenez. He can't. Oh, Baker, I saw what he was looking at, but he couldn't quite get there in time. O'Donnell spins around, leaves it for Foy. Now it's back with Chap again. Good back check by Tarbert to get in the way there. O'Donnell looks up just in time to eat a shoulder. Hopefully he's okay. Now it's to Jimenez. Jimenez toe drags around. There's score! Tarbert and Jimenez. Good work by those two. Toe drag by Jimenez, and those two boys were right next to each other. Yeah, I think we'll call that a pass right to Tarbert, and he goes high just over the top of the goalie, and the boys are up 2-0. So some good work. They're coming out angry about what happened last night in 2-0. And this is where they have got to keep the pedal on the gas, put as many goals up, not rest. No, these boys don't want to. Oh my goodness, Maddox runs into the Chap kid. Now they assemble a 2-on-1. Good back check there. I'll call it a back check by Gogol. even though it was in his own zone. Maddox eats a hit there too. I think that's Logan Smolinski. Centering pass intercepted by Gabe. Now if Gabe can get it up, oh, he doesn't look up in time. He had Dawson. Now we got a 3-on-1 developing, and that pass is behind the kids. Holy moly, that was some loose play. Kid manages to drag his skate. They stay on side. Coffee tries the outlet pass. Shot doesn't make it through. Blocked by Gabe. Dawson's going to circle back with it. He turns and fires to brother Maddox, 1-on-3. Bounces off one. Good reverse check into Heersink. I think that's two big bodies collide, and I think that Maddox probably got the better of that one. Really good on the reverse checks is Maddox. Baker's out there again, double shifting with center. We'll get a couple more guys out there. Bevan's out there with Hoyt. Sent back around by Stanley to McKiddo. McKiddo over to Bevan. Bevan using some shielding. He tries to get it out, manages to get it out. Good play there. D-to-D pass by Chap, and now they're going to send it back in. Stanley pitches it out. Ay, not played with a high stick, and we see that a lot in youth hockey, but you expect them to be out of that. By now, it's the first instinct to raise the stick. Does seem to be, we spent a lot of time with the puck down in our zone, but Chap is certainly more aggressive. And we've had some odd man rushes, which we didn't have many of those last night with Ralston Valley. So not quite as disciplined on the two-way hockey here as Chap. Draws one, good shot, deflected, but goes wide of the goal. Good body by Stanley, getting in the way, gets some support from Sutter. McKiddo's loitering around there, and Deep comes in for some support too. Back to Stanley. See if we can get some structured breakout here. No, passes it right back to Chap, and then Chap sends it all the right way back in. Close to a good breakout, but not quite there. We'll give it another try. Stanley again to Deep, and then he turns and fires it all the way back down, and there's an ice. So a little bit of that same issue there. We're just a little bit of an inability for some structured breakout. The right looks a little bit better, just slightly missing on those passes. Some good offensive pressure by Chap, but Valor's up 2-0. I'll get the shots up here in a second. Baker's out there with Tarbert and Jimenez. Of course, this line producing that goal last time. We'll go Jimenez to Tarbert. Good to see these depth lines producing too. Draws one back, controlled. King has some time. They're giving him all the time. Holy cow, it's like it's a 5-on-3. He takes that, oh my goodness, and sends it to Baker, and they turn it over all that time. And now, and that's where you want that breakout to be better. You control the play with all the space and time. I don't know if Joey wasn't ready for that pass or wasn't expecting it. Pretty hard pass for close quarters. Fisher line comes out, the Dawson brothers. 8:35 left, first period. Valor up 2-0. Draws one by Chap. Shot bounces off of Habakas. Shot is on goal, bouncing around in front, a little bit dangerous. Shoveled all the way back up top. Shot goes wide, and that was a screen on the goalie, but fortunately it was wide. They're still working. Habakas has had some screen jobs. Here's Maddox, one-on-one. You want that matchup all day. Maddox in by himself. Score! Maddox Charles on the board with another goal. And that the boys are up 3-0. So that aggressive play by the Chap boys I was talking about earlier, it makes them pay when Maddox is one-on-one and the defender's a little bit flat-footed. That defender's got no chance there. Looking at the shots are 5 for Valor and 3 goals and 5 shots, all basically coming on those odd man rushes. So no real structured play in the zone yet. All from these getting the puck in. Speaking of puck in, puck is now down low. Baker fishes it back down. Played back into the corner by Chap. Gogol with some assistance, pops right back out. Pass, oh, Baker's backhand, so he couldn't really square it quite up. Sent all the way back top to O'Donnell. Shot, good shot by O'Donnell, one of those low ones looking for deflection. Baker, good play to get it back to Tarbert. Tarbert, no look pass in the middle is broken up, doesn't make it through those boys' skates. Outlet pass to Chap. and they flub, but then finally, oh, they don't get it in, and another odd man rush. If they can get it together, it's just pitchforked in. Now Chap's going to organize with all 5 boys, and there's Jimenez on the forecheck. Good work by O'Donnell, good aggressive play. Chap goes for the breakout. There's Jimenez, plays it in center ice, and he's going to flip that in while the boys complete a change. Good play by Ev there too. He's certainly getting his legs back underneath him. Gabe winds through 2, 3, makes some space, shot saved by the goalie. Good play by Big Gabe Fisher to make some room for himself and get that shot off. Now Maddox is circling, but oh, he turns and it was a bouncing puck and he couldn't get all that fiberglass or composite. It's certainly not wood, but he couldn't get the full wood on it. Comes back out. Chap a little loose in their own zone now. Gabe turned. He's now on the forecheck. Maddox with some good body kept in at the zone by Coffey. Good drop pass, brother to brother. There's Maddox to Dawson, tries to get in front. Gabe had camped out, big body. Sent back to Dawson. Good job staying on his feet after absorbing his shoulder. Back to Gabe. Looks like the boys are on a power play. Dawson, sharp angle shot by Maddox. Not on. He bounces off a shoulder to shoulder. Gabe still working with it. And Matt Chap just looked a little bit tied up. Back through the legs pass. Saw McDavid do that the other day. Shot doesn't make it through. Bouncing around. Goalie covers. Holy cow. Now that was some good offensive zone pressure. 6:07 left in the first period, and that's a little bit more like what we'd expect from the boys. Good pressure. You saw Gabe working with the Dawson brothers, working hard, both of them. Baker out there now with Sorensen and Bevan. One back down into the corner. Here comes Heersink going for the breakout. He gets tied up by Hoyt. He can't get it out, so he's going to regroup. There's Baker on the forecheck. Now it's turned and sent out. Now the boys are 2-on-2. Send it back down into the corner. Good job by Bevan getting in the way. Chap couldn't organize. Kid was camped right in the front. Bevan flips it out into the ref, who blocks off the icing. Now Baker's in. He's got Hoyt with him. Baker gets around 1. Good job getting sealed off by Heersink, though. Now Baker sends it back up top to McKitto. He works the blue line. D to Stanley. Shot deflection into the goalie's chest. Good play. And then that kid from Chap says, hey, Joey, here's a little something extra, and sends him down. That's a little bit unnecessary there. Joey wasn't even really bothering or menacing the goalie there, but gets sent down. 5:30 left in the first period, and it's been all Valor on the scoreboard. And now they've got the offensive pressure and the shots to match, 11 shots to 6. This is the Valor that we've come to love, and they play like this, and there's going to be right back into the top of the RPI rankings. Here's the speed. This number 10 has some speed, and he's going to work the breakout on his own. Good job by Deep to intercept him. Now, good job. Deep sealed him off very nicely. Stanley with some time pops it back up to Deep. Now let's see if they can organize the breakout. Passes back to Sutter. Sutter can't get it out. Back behind to McKitto. McKitto back to Stanley. Now they're just working back in the corner. Someone's got to skate forward. Stanley to nobody, and see if Purchase can get there. Chap kids were standing there almost like they thought there was a penalty. That was a little odd. As it is, puck is sent back in. Chap just blindly fires it out. Sends it back, turns it straight over to Gabe. Reverse hit on that kid, and that's sent back down in. And that's going to be an ice. 4:32 left. Clock 4:31 left in the first period. 3-0. And yeah, this Chap team's been a little aggressive, taking some chances in certain areas, and that has paid them because Valor's had a few good odd man rushes and some real good pressure. Draws one, Fisher to Dawson. Dawson back to O'Donnell. Good job backing up that shot. Tries to get a Charles to Charles. Dawson fans on that one. Gogol sealed off, and that's an offside. And just inside, just barely offsides that was by Big Gabe Fisher. .418 left first period, and it has been all Eagles. Tied up. Maddox wins the draw, controls to O'Donnell. He makes his own, dumps it down into the corner. Maddox is there working back behind the net with brother Dawson. Sent back to Maddox. Someone's got to close. He's looking for that centering pass. Maddox was. Nobody else was. Now Maddox winds around one. Sends one up into the rafters after a deflection. Baker back out there with Tarbert and Jimenez. King and Coffey on the blue line. Baker wins the draw back, leaves it for Coffey. Coffey down low to Tarbert. He's got his back to the play. It was wide open, all kinds of play. Sent back into the corner, a little bit too high for Joey. Now here comes Chap. Kid loses the puck. Jimenez, absorbs a hit. Bounces up. All right, he's good. Joey comes out with it. That gets intercepted, and Chap's keen to send that down, and we'll have an ice. Send it all the way back down for a no-zone face-off. 3:34 left, first period. Shots on goal, 11 for the Eagles and 6 for Chap. Baker in the face-off zone, working with Jimenez. Wins it back to Jimenez. Coffey sends it back down into Tarbert. Tarbert backhands it all the way back, just out of Joey's reach. Good job by Baker to get there. King dances a little bit, sends it back down into the corner. Tarbert sealed off, can't quite get there. Chap gets it out into the neutral zone and diffuses that offensive pressure. Now Chap pops it right back out to Tarbert. He's looking for number 2. Sticked in. Jimenez absorbs a little bit of a check, but Chap organizes the puck and they'll try the breakout. Might be a good in there. We'll see the boys go off for a little bit of a change. Purchase line comes out. Good play by Purchase. Back to Tarbert. One shot, two shot. Can't get it all. A great play by Ben Purchase to give that scoring opportunity. Good job on a turnover by Chap. They managed to get it out. There's Sutter. Collects it, neutral zone. He absorbs a hit and goes down. Sent all the way back in. Not quite back in, but there's Chap on the hustle. Does get there. Chap is sealed off by Coffey. Good play there. King up to Deep. Deep can't get the outlet pass to connect. Purchase does. Backhands it up to Sutter, and nobody is anywhere around him. He's on the side. Good save by that goalie. Sharp angle shot by Max, but good job to get one off. That was weird. Everybody had overloaded that side, and Purchase looked up. Good heads-up play by Perch to find the open Sutter. Foy jumps into the play and breaks that up. McKitto up to Deep. Deep up the side. Avoids a check. Baker back out there now. We'll see who comes out there with him, and that is the Bevan and Sorensen wing combo. Good work. Oh, that's Bevan, not called for a penalty. It's fished up. And that will be an icing with 1:36 left in the first period. Shots 13-6 at this point now, Valor, so really putting some good work on. Face off, one controlled by Chap. They try the stretch pass without even looking up. O'Donnell just rips it right back to the Chap kid, but O'Donnell's back there to intercept. Good job by all the Eagles coming back. Bevan too, really good on that forecheck. He's all over the puck. Baker with some time, good pass to, Sorensen tried to go around one. He couldn't, now it's intercepted. Sent back in by Chap. O'Donnell's there, sends it back around to Bevan. Let's see if he can structure the breakout. Backhand pass. Hoyt's on the rush. Chap gets there first. Spins around. Outlet pass. 1 minute left in the first period. You heard the PA announcer. And Chap's going to try and get it in. Maybe get something on the board. He's given a lot of space by the Valor defense. Gogol gets there. Gets tied up on the board, gets it to Hoyt. Hoyt just turns and sends it down. He was a little bit caught up and nobody was breaking. All the players were just jammed into one spot. 36 seconds left. Seconds left in the first period. We'll see Gabe out there with Maddox and Dawson. Not so sure what happened there, but he's called out of the face-off circle. Puck's controlled by Stanley. He gets tied up in the corner. Sent all the way back down in. Kept in the corner. There's McKiddo. Gets it out to Maddox, and he pitchforks it out to Dawson. Chap is back. Good job by Gabe to intercept. 18 seconds left. Sent back down into the corner. Stanley's there. Sends it back out of the reach of McKiddo. Kept in. There's Gabe. Can he get it up to Oh, good play by Maddox to try and get himself a scoring opportunity. As it is, that should do it for this first period. And after one period, that's a little more like what we're looking for. 3-0 Valor, 13 shots on goal versus 6 for Chap. So early in that period, the shots were 6-5, although at that point, Valor had 3 goals on 5 shots. But we end the first period with 3 goals on 13 shots. Tarbert, Maddox, and Hoyt Sorensen are the 3 goal producers. We'll take a little 10-minute break for the ZAM, and we'll see you back around 5:20. And we are back. Chap wins the draw, dumps it in. No ice, that is on goal. And hopefully the boys got a good talking to at the at the first intermission. There was certainly some good there, certainly some stuff to work on. Fisher in the face. Oh, that's one big rebound by Chap. Doesn't make it through. Puck's loose in front. Oh my goodness, dangerous. Maddox was there. Little loose on that. Look at the speed on Maddox. Comes up. Brother Dawson. Good passing game. Shot. Oh, looking for that deflection from Maddox. What a sweet sequence there. Back to Dawson. He's got all kinds of space. The difference between, oh, and O'Donnell turned for the line change and didn't see that puck was just sitting there like a little biscuit up there top. But he went for the change. Turned and just sent out blindly by Chap. And what you notice is the cover speed on this team versus the team. Oh, good battle by that kid. Wins that battle against McKiddo, and he's usually so good on those. Chap might be a little bit fired up now. Puck spits out to the corner. Baker, good job looking up, seeing what he has. Chips it up. Oh, can't get it out, but does corral it himself. Goes around one, makes the zone, chips it down into the corner. Baker still working at it. Gets sealed up, but he's still working at it. Sends it back down to Hoyt. Hoyt, sharp angle shot. That didn't really have a chance, but now the boys have assembled something. McKiddo, Hoyt, McKiddo. Shot, so good shot, good low shot for that, looking at that deflection. Great shot by McKiddo. I love that low shot that's so much easier to deflect and these defenders trying to pick a corner from the blue line. Back to Bevan. Bevan gets tied up, turns it over, 17-17. Oh, good back check by Hoyt, breaking that play up. There's Stanley on the rush. He's going to spin off one, leaves it down in the corner. Good sequence there by the boys there. Now Chap just turned and blindly sends it down. Wins the race over King, but King's down there, spins off of it. King's there first with a puck. Turns and sends it back around to D partner Coffey. Coffey surveys and sends it right off the boards to the Chap kid, who sends it back down in. And this is what we see sometimes, as the outlet passes don't connect. It pops out to the top. Shot goes wide. All the way back up to the top. Looks like Heersing's playing defense now. Sent back in front to centering, and the boys are on their heels now. And Chap is working the puck, goes back up the top to Heersing. Dances around one, shot way over the top of the net. But Chap is controlling the play here. Sutter goes down up top. Coffey out battled back behind, and they keep the puck. Does Chap deflection off the post. Holy cow, this is what I did not expect to see here. They need to ice this to get, oh my goodness gracious. Coffey turns it over, King turns it back over, and finally just ices it. Holy cow, that sequence was like a different team playing than what we saw in the first period. That was who's on first action going on down there, with an inability to clear. In the rim shot passes to try and get it up out of the zone. Some funky bounces. The angling was all off. Finally, King did the right thing by just ripping it out of there. Now we've got Gabe with the Charles brothers, and there's Maddox. He sprung. Good pass, Maddox to Dawson. And that back check at the end. Pretty good play by that defender to get in the way. And now he'll send that all the way down for an ice. Good sequence there, Maddox to brother Dawson. Dawson got reeled in. A good defensive play by that kid at the end. It was a good back check, no penalty. And then Dawson ran into the goalie. Fortunately, nobody is hurt. That can be dangerous when somebody's run into the goalie like that, but really good sequence, and they got that jailbreak play going. That was good. Draws one, and they're going to call somebody out of the face-off circle. I think Chap, that might have been Logan Smolinski, got booted from the face-off circle. But Logan wins that draw for Chap and sent all the way back down. Good job by Gogo coming in from the point when he sees that puck. It does pop out to the center. Oh, and good tied up by that Chap kid. Weird sequence there, but there's Gabe Fisher, comes all the way back on the back check. pops it up to Dawson, up into the ref. Oh my goodness gracious. Shot on goal, Havikos saved. Dawson will play it, winds around one. Oh no, he turns it over, sends it back down in. Kids are tied up. Dawson comes out with a good muscle body there. Dawson skates it, looking for brother Maddox. Fished out of the air by Chap, and they'll dump it all the way back down in. Smolinski gives a little something extra to Dawson while he's laying on the ground. Dawson pops right back up, spins around, avoids a check back to Maddox. I think he was going for a change. Oh, that would have been cool. Turning shots on there. Here's Maddox. Shot saved by that goalie. What a sequence. These boys, I thought they're at the end of their shift, and both the Charles brothers stay out there for a little bonus time and put together another couple good scoring opportunities. Maddox fishes it out. He's still working out there. There's Tarbert. Ay. Maddox looked for Tarbert there. Tarbert has broke loose, and he was looking for goal number 2. Good stick by Roger to break that one up. The rush is on again. Now the boys are hopping and spinning now. Stanley spins off one, center to Tarbert. Can't quite tee it up. Good work by Roger there. It's that back down in by Tarbert. Boys give chase. There's Jimenez on the chase. Check it. There's Stanley working down from inside. Tries to find Purchase in the middle. And good job. Oh no. Good play by Mikito. He gloved it down and sends it up to Purchase. Now he gets it in the zone. Chap tries to clear, and they can't get it out. I've seen this before. Good job. Tarbert fishes it out, looking for someone to pass to. Finds McKinnell. Good job wheeling up top. Down low to Tarbert again. Seam pass there. McKinnon. Oh my goodness gracious, what a play. Tarbert to Jimenez, who sees Purchase. Jimenez cross ice. Good look there. This is better hockey, boys. McKinnell shot just over the top of the net. And there's Jimenez. Feeds it right back down into the corner. The boys are buzzing on this shift. They can't get it out. Right to Tarbert. Slow shot. That is maybe looking for a deflection. Jimenez is still working. Runs into Baker. And the goalie gloves that down. Holy moly. That was some action there. The boys were buzzing there. What a strong sequence there by that line. That was good to see those boys working. Baker now out there with Bevan and Sorensen. And Foy and King on the blue line. Draws, oh my goodness gracious. There's Bevan again, breaks a stick, and look over at Terry. He's gonna have to go to that Swiss bank account for another stick from Bevan breaking it. Puck back behind, little loose play by King. King, good pass, hard pass to Hoy, gets, oh no, that toe drag was there. I thought he was gonna get around it. Sent back down in, speed by Maddox. Good back check there by Maddox Charles. Absorbs a hit by number 11. Hoyt's out there now, another new line combination, pops up to Maddox, one-on-one. Maddox waits forever. Not sure what he was looking at. There was a couple kids skating in. He waited and waited. Sent back down in. Goalie plays it at the end. I think Maddox saw something, didn't connect though. Now Chap is trying to organize the breakout. Fisher now out there with the Dawson brothers, sent into O'Donnell. Plays it down in the corner. Gabe takes a hard hit. Maddox winds around one pretty easily. He's got somebody behind him. He gets laid out. That's 2 big hits by that number 22. That's no penalty. That's a couple good hits. 22 is working. Somebody needs to give him some body. Havikos will play that one up, and he can't get it out. Shot deflection. Oh my goodness, this 22's having the shift of the game right now. Some big hits. Sutter fools around with down below. 22 still on it, but now here comes O'Donnell. He starts to break out, leaves the puck, sends it back down in. That was a great shit by that player from Chap. Kept in by Dawson, sneaks around that kid. Purchase line's out there now. Here's Mikito, he gets sent down there. That's 22, still working. 3 hits by that 22, and he's still on the ice, and that is a strange play there. Backhanded up into 21, and that pops out. That was a pretty impressive sequence by that Chap number 22. Good back check to reel in Maddox, as well as some good work on his own. So I got to give him some props where props are due. Wonderful shift there. As it is, 9 minutes left in the second period. The remnants of Bevan's stick are now passed out. We'll give that one to Terry and Molly as a souvenir. And a reminder, puck is sent back down in. Stanley to it, and that's deflected, and so no ice. Good forecheck there by Purchase, and Sutter comes all the way back around, sent in by McKiddo. The boys regroup, I thought they were going to keep it in. Pitchforked out. Chap kicks it to himself. Purchase with a little bit of body. Steep is hauled down. Chap organizes, gets it in, loses the puck. Chap ends up with it. Stanley 16 on 26. Chap looks to have a little bit extra bounce in his steps. Sutter goes back to Purchase. He gets back checked, loses the puck. Deep ends up with it, and that'll be an offsides. I don't think Perch realized that they had play coming in, and so he ends up skating off the ice for a line change. Baker now out there with Tarbert and Jimenez. A dangerous pass. Tarbert can't quite get the stick there, and that's knocked down by Baker. Baker now on the forecheck, winds around, does Chap. Intercepted by Foy. Tarbert tries to backhand it up to Joey, plays it down to himself. Baker, pass behind Tarbert. Good pass off that backboard. Maybe that's what he's planning on all along. Kid tries to go one way, get around. And that is just sent all the way back around. I guess the hand pass is legal in your own zone like it is in college, but it's not legal like that in the NHL. 7:40 left second period, so a lot of high-paced action here. Gabe is out there with the Charles brothers. Gabe back to himself. Played control by Chap. They can't get it out. Dawson gets there. He has some time. Gets it to Gabe. Gabe looks up. Just out of the reach of Maddox. There's Foy. Foy with the shot deflects just wide. Dawson back to Maddox. Backhand just off of goal. Dawson back behind to brother Maddox. Maddox chipped it back up to Dawson. Dawson shot, screen shot. Gabe provides that screen. Good play there. Coffey dumps it back down in. This line's buzzing again. Maddox surveys, looks to Gabe. Gabe has some time too. The boys are on a 5-on-5 power play here. Back to Maddox. Maddox with some time. He dumps it back. Gabe had already gone in. Dawson, he has some time. Cross eyes. My goodness, into Maddox's feet. 5-on-5 power play looks to be over now as Chap manages to get it out of their own zone. No, they don't. Over skates it does Heersing. Gabe dances around one, back to Maddox. Kids are watching him skate. Kind of fun, isn't it? Now Maddox turns, score! Maddox winds around the net as half the team watches him skate, and that's number 2 for Maddox Charles. And the boys go up 4-0 with 6:42 left second period. 18 shots for the Screaming Eagles. So the Valor Eagles are really putting them on right now. Baker out there with Sorensen and Bevan. Draws one back to Hoyt. Good play back to Giggles. Gogo's going to send it in. Absorbs a big hit. Bounces off. Gets right back up. Pretty good check. Good job by Gogo intercepting it. Good job. Here's Hoyt with some speed. Shot, low shot. Maybe looking for that deflection for Joey, who was on the other side of the ice. Pretty good play there by the boys. O'Donnell chipped up, and Bevan chips that one in. They're now on the rush. Try to keep it in. Kicks up Joey. Good pass in front. A good play by Baker there. Good hard hustling shift. He gets sent down for his efforts. Bevan tries to help out, and Chap comes away with it. See how they do on the breakout. They do get it out. Intercept. Great stick by Donnell. O'Donnell rather to break that play up. Chap organizes with 3 kids. Bevins back there to help intercept. Shot goes wide. Turns and fires off the side of the net. Oh, Gogol gets sent down. Baker comes with some support. Gogol's still on the ground. All right, he's up. Everyone's up now. O'Donnell plays it back to Sorensen. That number, some of these Chap kids are really hustling. There's 22, hauled down. Oh no, there's a skate in his face, and that's going to be a penalty on Hoyt, I think. Yeah, Hoyt hauled him down. There's number 22 out there again, delivering some more body. A couple of other big checks. And Hoyt's going to get called for holding, and that's probably a pretty good play. He took a pretty physical play, and he retaliates a little bit. And we haven't had any shorthanded goals yet this season, so this could be about time. We have Gabe out there with Maddox. Unfortunately, not only is Hoyt a good player, he's especially good on the penalty kill, so let's see how they do without Hoyt. Chap works it D to D. Pretty routine shot from the point by Smolinski. No screen or anything. You think with Heersink and Smolinski working the blue line here for Chap, they'd get a little bit better than that, but whatever it is, it's a save by Havikas. 10 minutes ticks off the penalty, and we have 5:14 left, second period. 1:50 left to go on the kill, and Valor with a nice 4-0 lead, draws one back, and good play by the boys there. Good win. D takes his time, sends it out. We'll get Dawson on there. We got the Charles brothers working the PK together now. Heersink brings it in for Chap, gets past Dawson. Cross ice pass is a little suspect, and they're going to try that one again, I think, back to Smolinski. Passes to nobody, and again, I've seen this the other way. Good stick. Oh, Maddox, menacing there. So good with that stick play. Makedo intercepts, and he backhands, and that comes out of the zone too. So Chap having a little bit of trouble with zone entry here. Owen Heersink will regroup and see if he sees something he likes. Maddox on the forecheck, giving him a little bit of something to think about. Heersink starts up with some speed. Gets past Dawson, gets all the way in. Good play by Havikas, but I think that Heersink made a great move, but he didn't. He flubbed a little bit on that stick. He went like he was going wide. Stanley bit. Hey, man, that was a good play by Heersink, and I think he just overskated that a little bit and didn't get the shot that he wanted. Sutter's out there with Deep now. Gogol working with O'Donnell. Draws one. Deep's gonna just send it all the way down. 50 seconds left in the penalty kill. Good body by Sutter to tie it up back behind the net. Now he needs to get back on the kill, and he does just that. Chap tries to get it in. Intercepted there. Sutter, good job on the back check, and now Sutter and Deep with some bother in the center of the ice. Good body there by Deep. See if Chap can get it in. They had that one good rush with Heersink, and they bring it in off sides, and 26 seconds left on the man advantage for Chap, and I should say that's the first special teams we've seen from either side so far this game. Valor yet to be on the power play, which might be a good thing. Chap wins the draw, sends it back. They do control, but a little bit lengthy on that regroup with some speed. Number 3 makes the side, gets past Sutter, collides with Gogol, leaves it for Max. That's, nope, not played with a high stick, but that should do it for the power play. So the boys are 1 for 1 on the kill. 2 seconds, 1 second, ticks off, and here comes full strength. Tarbert, Purchase, and Jimenez. Oh, good play. Jimenez to Tarbert, looking for 2. No. Tarbert tried to go high with that, waited, and then shot it directly into the goalie. Tarbert's gonna want that one over. He's gonna think about that one all night. He waited, and then he could not elevate, and the goalie had his stick. Tarbert didn't do anything wrong there. Good job by Tarbert to wait before going upstairs, but unfortunately he ran out of room before he tried to elevate that, and then he shot it directly into the goalie. Good pass by Jimenez, I think that was, to spring Tarbert there, though. Purchase wins the draw. Back to Coffey. Coffey to Jimenez. Jimenez gets sealed off. Jimenez still working. Good job. Purchase battles that one out. Good job by Perch fishing that out of the corner. Sent back around by Chap. King backhands it but doesn't get it deep enough, and Chap sends it all the way back down like they're on the PK. And with that level of pressure, it did look like they were on the PK. So 2:50 left, second period. Valor has added another tally, up 4-0, and they gotta keep it going here. Baker now working with Sorensen and Bevan. Baker, oh, they tried that play where he chipped it up to himself. I like that play. They can't get it out. Chap Coffey keeps it in, bounces funky, rebound. Baker, good pass to Bevan. Oh, and he loses the puck. Fortunately, I thought he was going to get absolutely blown up. A little bit of a suicide pass, but he's fine. Good work by Heersink. Fishes it around a couple kids, makes the zone, sends it all the way back down into the corner. It's chipped. No, it's not chipped out. Pretty good play by Bevan, but it doesn't quite make it out. He still battles, gets it out. Good play by Jack Bevan there. He's now on the forecheck with some support from Hoy. Stan on the clearing attempt and deflected up into the netting, and good play by the boys there for a no-zone face-off. Get the right boys out there for the right face-off win. 2:07 left, second period. Shots on goal are 19 for Valor and 14 for Chap. So a little more pressure this period from Chap, and you can see that with the shot totals. Puck is tied up in the feet, goes down into the corner. Dawson working down there, tries to get it. Now they're all tied up. Gabe comes out with a good support from Fisher out to Stanley. Stanley takes some body, gets some support from Gabe. Both Dawson brothers help out. Fished out by Stanley. He's got some time. Back to Maddox. Oh, misplays it slightly off of his skate. Pops out to McKiddo. Low shot, looking for deflection. Deflected before it gets to the net. Back behind to Dawson. Backhanded. Oh, in front, looking for his brother, I think it was. And man, they are giving all kinds of space. The Chap did. I noticed last night their Alston Valley was all over Maddox, giving no space, him or Hoyt. Back down to Dawson. Dawson still working back behind. Gets some support from Gabe. Gabe, good job fishing it out. Up to top to Maddox. Oh no, Maddox wasn't paying attention. Gets the pocket picked. Here's number 26. Shot score. Maddox wasn't paying attention in that kid. Maddox was trying to tee it up for a shot. And gets his pocket picked. He worked hard on the back check, but couldn't make it there in time. And number 26 finishes, and Chap is on the board with 1 minute 7 seconds left. It does seem like Valor has given up a few of those late period goals. Purchase wins the draw, but Chap is the ones that are there for it. They try and dump it in, sent to O'Donnell. He goes across ice to Deep. Good play, Deep off the boards. 1 minute left in the second period. Deep absorbs another hit. Heersink winds around one, scoops it up, intercepted by Gogol, and then Gogol gets blown up. Looking down, good play by Gogol though. Now Chap seems like they have some energy now. It's another big play out. Smolinski goes wide, shot deflected by Gogol. Good job getting back. He gets it out, deflects off. 29 seconds left in the second period. Big hit by Heersink on Gogol. Gogol pops right back up though. Baker wins the draw back to Sorensen. He's working back behind the net. Oh my goodness, turns it over. Shot goes wide. Smolinski gets a good shot off. Sorensen chips it up. Bevan's working hard on that forecheck. Corralled by Chap. They look up at the clock. 16-14. Hirsank's working back behind the net. He turns it over now. Bevan gets to it. 8 seconds. Backhand shot. Score! Good job. Good hard work by Jack Bevan. Hirsank tries to eat the clock and turns it over. Both good support from Sorensen and Bevan. Sorensen ties him up. Bevan gets it off on the backhand. Backhand shot goes wide. It wasn't 5-hole. Good shot by Jack on that shot. That might make up for that $400 stick replacement. I'll talk with Terry at the intermission on that, but that was really good hard work by both Sorensen and Bevan. The clock was running down. I could see Hirsink look up at the clock thinking, how much time is left? Can I just eat 18 seconds? He was not able to because the pressure from Sorensen and Bevan. Good job. That is the hard work that you like to see. Man, that was impressive. Oh, no. For whatever reason, some extracurriculars here. I'm not so sure. Oh, come get out of it. Okay, we'll just leave it and watch this. See what the penalties are. It's certainly unnecessary at the end of the second period. Number 5 and number 17. And I think we'll let the refs sort that all out. Give you an update after the intermission, but a 12-minute ice make here. We'll sort the penalties out, see what happens, and we'll be back with you in 12 minutes. And we're back and sorting out the penalties. Looks like it was 2 roughing penalties, one on number 5, Foy, and one on Jimenez. So the extra penalty goes to the Valor Eagles. And so Chap will start this period on the man advantage, and we're still yet to see a power play from Valor. But we do have 2 of our best penalty killers out there with Hoyt and Maddox. And as I have referenced earlier, I'm not sure we've seen any shorthanded goals this season. Last season, I'm confident we had more shorthanded goals than power play goals given up. Draws one back into the corner, and it will be played back down by Chap. See if they can set it up. And that's Logan Smolinski will try and make the zone. He gets sealed out by Hoyt and Maddox. Good play by them. Here's going to try and bring it in. He chips it all the way across ice to number 26. Oh, and misplayed up there by number 11. Stolen by Maddox. Shot saved by that goalie. Nice save, and he's going to leave it down. Really smart play, too. Makes a save and then gloves it down. Good heads-up play. Most goalies would just keep that. Chap makes the zone, intercepted by Maddox. Breaks it up, and as Heersink, it will get sent all the way back around up top to Smolinski. No-look shot deflected. Pretty good play there by Chap. McKiddo gets to it down the corner, fished out by Stanley. Good play by Stanley. Gets it out of the zones. Heersink's able to get a stick on it. Brings it in. We'll get some new killers on. Deflected wide by McKiddo. Shot saved by Havikas. Holy moly. Havikas was going one way, and that was a good hard shot by that number 26, McConnell, who's got the previous goal. And Havikas has to bounce back the other way to make that save. Great sequence there. Havikas was up for the challenge. Fisher's out there with Dawson. Fisher gets called out. Dawson will take the face-off. One, but Chap controls. D-to-D pass up top. Swung around. One-timer goes way wide. Maybe looking for a deflection. Dawson with some space up to Gabe. Little bit of a lackadaisical play, and the goalie is going to glove that one down, and he'll stop the play there. 49 seconds left in the penalty. 15:48 left in the third period. Draws one, and that's a shot actually on net. Good play there by the boys, but Chap's going to slow it down and try and shovel it in. Intercepted by Gogol. Chap gets there. Dawson, oh, he gets his pocket picked at the very end, but Chap still can't make the zone. So now they'll regroup, and now they get it in, sent back down into the corner. Played by O'Donnell, overskated a little bit. Funky bounce off of the boards. And now they'll try and organize. Shot goes wide, looking for the deflection. Good shot. That one wide too. Goes all the way back out of the net. Sorry, out of the zone. I think that's Captain Luke Egan, number 7. Shot goes wide. Puck was loose. Havikas makes the save, but he could not close the net. Penalty is over. Fisher makes the zone, gets bodied down, and they'll call a penalty on that. That might be a slash, it sure is. And now we'll get to see the Eagles on their first power play of the game. And let's really hope that this is a power play. And we'll see PP1 unit out there. Thought George might put out PP2, but we see PP1. We got Sutter out there on PP1, taking the place of Bodine. Sutter's had some great games the last couple days, too. Really good play last night. I think one goal, two. Fished out by Hoyt. Shot. Oh, my goodness. Good, quick shot by Hoyt. And now let's see if the boys can organize the power play. Maddox takes his time. No look shot goes wide. And the boys, that's no aggression on chasing down that puck, and Chap gets there and sends it down the length of the ice. Let's see some good puck movement here. Maddox with some speed, makes the zone very easily, gets around one, shot goes over the top of the net. Here comes Hoyt to keep it in, but he keeps it in momentarily. Deflected on the clear. Now Chap's had enough, and they send it all the way back down around. Hoyt's gonna play it back to Maddox. 1:14 left, was the second sequence, gets it up to Sutter. Sutter stick handles through, gets it to Gabe, and that is played off sides. And that will do it for PP1 there. Let's see PP2, how they do this. PP2 unit, I think, has been very good, really good puck movement. .108 left, so unfortunately PP1 unable to convert. Purchase wins the draw back to Stanley. He makes the zone pretty easily. See if they can set it up. Sends it back down low, just out of Baker's reach. McKiddo closes, and he's going to try and set it up to Baker. Baker shot, good shot. It was screened by Purchase in front. Deep tries to drag it down into the corner, is unsuccessful at that. McKiddo is going to wind and give it a chance, sends it up to Deep. Deep cross ice to Stanley, a little out of his reach, but he gets it in. It's quickly chipped back out. Up to Purchase. Let's see if Purchase backhands it up out of the reach of the player. And now, unfortunately, they're unable to get in. I see another broken stick down there on the ice. Not so sure whose that it is. And that is out of the reach again. Oh, no, miscommunication, and this should do it for the power play. Sent down in by Chap. He could have killed a lot more time. Maybe one last rush if they work. Deep slows it down for some reason. 7 seconds, maybe one last rush, and nope. Rogers gonna let that go to Purchase. Sends up to Baker. Baker winds around one, makes some space. Good shot by Joey, but that one goes a little bit wide. Good shot out of nowhere by Baker. Back down to Baker. He gets sealed off though, and here goes Chap working the other direction. So Valor unsuccessful on that power play. Good stretch pass up to that number 14. Pass, stretch to the slot. Oh my goodness gracious. He shoots it 3 feet over the net from the slot. Wide open too. Now Chap tries again. Good job by Stanley to break that one up. Stanley chips it back over to Deep. Deep in his feet. Chips it back to himself. Now they're trying, these boys are exhausted. They've been on the ice for a while. Back up to Baker. And not sure what happened. Somebody's yelling about something behind the play. I didn't see what happened. Intercepted by Chap. Now they're going back the other direction. Must have been an unnecessary hit back behind the play. See if we can get a replay on that. Stretch play does not connect. Boys organized. Chap is still working hard. Turn shot deflected up into the netting. We'll have to go see the replay of what happened there. About 11:45 or maybe 12 minutes. It was back behind the play, so fortunately everybody got up okay, so it wasn't a big injury. Shots are 22-18, so Chap's certainly applying more pressure now. Baker back out there after a long shift. 2, draws 1 back. There's Joey still fighting, gets it up to Hoyt. Hoyt with some speed, working with Bevan. Hoyt goes wide. Good play by Hoyt. Good hesitation. Oh my goodness gracious. Good hesitation by Hoyt, and then he lifts her back up about 6 feet over the net, up into the netting. .11:22 left, third period. Valor with the 5-1 lead. Draws control by Chap. Good close by Coffey. Puck spits out there. King gives chase, and he's got a 2-on-1 out to Smolinski. Shot saved by Havikos. Good play to Joey. Intercepts 2 kids, gets it up to Bevan. Bevan 1-on-1. Goes around one and gets spun out of that one. Hoyt's working down in the corner with it now. Back to Bevan. Bevan gets tied up, pitches out, and Chap sends that one into the stands for a souvenir. So 10:49 left in the third period. Valor with a 5-1 lead. Anything can happen in youth hockey. Good keep by Gogol, but then gets to some body. It spits out back to Maddox. He's going to survey, drops it for O'Donnell. O'Donnell just out of Gogol's reach. Gabe Fisher turns and just fires it off the boards right to Chap. Chap gets it in, makes his own, sealed off by Gogol. Good play. Back to O'Donnell. Freshman senior combo there, I believe. Actually, no, I think that O'Donnell's a junior. And then Maddox makes his own shot. And that one sails way over the net, too. Dawson gets around one. Oh, good play. Tried to get O'Donnell, who had snuck in. Here comes Chap, the extra guy. Pass. I'm not sure that kid actually got a shot off. I think that he just chipped it, didn't shoot it. And see if we'll see a replay on that one. That was a 2-on-1. Nope, I don't think we'll see the replay on that one. We'll go back and watch that one later. It was a 2-on-1. 5-2, 10:03 left, third period. Draws controlled by Chap, and they're keen to dump it in. Gets just past Hoyt, down into the corner. Stanley's there, he fishes it around, but Chap's there. Now Hoyt drops it to Baker, just out of his stick. Puck's loose in the feet. Hoyt fishes it out, tries to stick handle it out, comes up to Bevan. He's pushed off of that puck and sent back down into the corner. Chap with a lot of pressure here. McKittle backhands it over to Stanley. Stanley, plenty of time, gets it to Hoyt. He absorbs some body, but leaves it for Joey. He has to back it up. Good stick to get it up to Bevan, gets it into the zone. Baker keeps it in, winds around one, still working Joey. Good shift, tries to get it out. Chap does, pops back in, puck's loose in front. Chap, no one wants it. Hoyt plays it, he fishes it out, he sends it back up top. Stanley creates some space. McKittle with an avenue, tries to get it in. It's intercepted. Little bit dangerous. Dance around the blue line. Hoyt shot wide. Good hard turn, spinning shot. It comes back out to Stanley. The boys could have had some numbers there. Icing's waved off all the way back down in the corner. 8:50, 5-2 lead for Valor. Sent back down in. Icing's waved off. Haverkoff will play it back. A little bit of confusion there. Stanley turns, plays it back up to deep. He fishes it, tries to get it out. Glove down, kept in by Smolinski. Haverkoff with a save. Holy cow, good save by Haverkoff. Chap is buzzing now. That kid lazy on getting back across. That was offsides that the ref missed. A lazy skate by the Chap kid that's not noticed by the ref. It's way too cavalier to get back on side. As it turns out, they get the shot off. Saved by Haverkoff. Game has just ticked up a couple notches in intensity here. Purchase wins the draw. He's been good on those all night. Played back by Foy. Foy has plenty of time. Sends it to Purchase, but it's turned over. Bodied off by Coffey. Good play by Coffey. Now Deep's working down in the corner. Sends it all the way back to Coffey. Looking for the outlet pass. Fans on the clearing attempt. Oh my goodness gracious. Here it is. Puck loses in front. Again, Smolinski backhand. That's 3 feet over the net too. It's contagious. Sent back down into the corner. Turned backhand by Hersink. Back out to, oh my goodness, Foy sends it directly into Sutter's skates. Here we go again. Shot, Haverkoff, save. Ay, ay, ay. Last time we saw this, it didn't work out good for Valor. A little loose on the clearing attempts. Again, flutterers off the sideboard and unable to clear the puck. Danger, danger. Red lights are flashing. Fortunately, they get the whistle. And we're going to have a redo on the face-off. They didn't like what they saw, so Gabe gets yanked out of that face-off. We'll try Maddox. He wins it back. Dawson poked it back to O'Donnell. O'Donnell over to Gogol. Gogol gets tied up in the corner. Chap comes out with it, launches it out front. Havikos is keen to just fall on that one. 5-2, Valor, 7:39 left. Third period, and the intensity is really gone down a notch by the Eagles, and now they are getting outshot by Chap 23-22. Chap is really putting it on. The intensity shot goes straight into Maddox. Good deflection. Maddox is a little bit angry now. Donald kicks it down into the corner. Chap's buzzing, a lot of energy here. Gogol intercepts. Now Dawson fishes it out, tries to get it to brother Maddox, a little bit out of his outstretched stick. Chap collects. Gogol turns, fires it back to Dawson. Dawson winds around one. Maddox comes in to help and can't quite get it all the way up. Now it's sent all the way back in. The boys have to regroup. Fisher touches up and Chap's going the other direction. Luke Egan spins off of a check by Maddox, and now that's sent back in. Gabe on the forecheck. Chap plays it all the way back around with a little bit of a loose clearing attempt. They do get it out, and they'll start going the other direction. Maddox gets his stick out. McKiddo takes some body from Captain Luke Egan, but they'll battle on. O'Donnell with some support. Fished out. McKiddo needs some support back to Maddox. 6:34 left, third period. Good pass, slows it down back to McKiddo. He has some time. Back to Maddox. Maddox cross-eye pass, and Dawson's tied up, and that will be an icing. Yeah, Valor is certainly getting outshot by Chap the second and third period. 9 shots each of the periods so far. Valor 6 in the second, only 3 in the third so far. So they're a little bit on their heels. And Chap with a little more energy now. 6:24 left. Let's see if the boys can put this one to bed. Baker line out there now. Baker working with Bevan and Sorensen. Draws one back to Chap. They keep it in. Now the boys get it out. Hoyt, I like what he was thinking. Chap winds around. Baker gets picked. Chap bounces off McKiddo. There's Stanley with some support. Stanley's got all the time in the world. Chap is just really not good on closing on those pucks. Hoyt tries to close on that one. Chap does spit it out all the way back in. Stanley's going to take his time playing it. He'll circle around. He'll survey. Good cross-ice pass, and that's Hoyt's going to chip it in. No icing there. That was close. Could have been close. Hoyt comes up with it. Shot deflects out front. Chap spins and sends it just left of a disco ball hanging from the ceiling. Chap sends it down in, and they're hard on the forecheck now too. Good pressure now. Number 22, Mr. Bodycheck, is playing it down the corner. Takes out 2, spits out Chap. Save Havikos. Valor looks like they're just playing prevent. We see that every Sunday in the NFL games when the when the teams go into the prevent defense. Seems like that does good to prevent the win, but I'd like to see some aggression here from the Eagles. Purchase wins another draw. Good job in the face-off circle. Spits out to Sutter. Sutter gets tied up in the corner, and he can't get it out of the zone. A funky bounce on the clearing attempt. Chap keeps it in, only for a second. Deep pokes it out. Tell pops out right to Sutter. He's in. Shot, glove, saved by the goalie. Holy cow. And that is 2 highlight saves by this goalie out of nowhere. Sutter comes in with an opportunity. Tries to go wide with a cute little chip, and the goalie gloves it down. Statue of Liberty save there. 5:05 left, third period. I hate to say a 4-goal lead would be some good insurance, but anything can happen in these games. Foy up top, down low to Sutter. Good tic-tac pass to Deep. Not sure he was ready for that. Chap's on the move now. Here's Sink, packs it in. Shot. Havikos gloves it down. Puck's loose back behind. They come out to shot, save! Haverkos, what a save on Heersink that was. Foy turns and just shovels it out, but he can't get it out. Put back on net, and Haverkos with the save. Holy cow, Heersink, their top player, right in the slot. And Haverkos, certainly his save of the game so far. And the people are jawing, it looks like, but they're off the ice and there's no penalties called. And we'll see the Fisher line out there with the with the Charles duo. O'Donnell and Giggles working on the blue line. Draws one by Chap, turns and fan job on the one-timer. That looks like something you'd see in Bantam B. Maddox fishes it out. He's got time. Good job waiting for the open pass. And that's going to be an ice. That was a great play by Gabe, who didn't make that first pass, took his time and looked for the second option, but no, that was Maddox, sorry, who took the second option on the pass. .422 left. 5-2 Valor lead. Will face off to the left of Haverkos. Looks up the clock. 4:22 left to go. Ryan, let's close this one out, buddy. Draw one back. O'Donnell back to Maddox. Backhands it, can't get it out. Danger, danger. Now Maddox gets it out. Up to Dawson. Dawson with Maddox. Look at the speed. Pass it up. Score! Good work by Dawson, the brother Maddox. And that would be the hatter for Maddox. Good play there. Passes it up to Dawson, and watching Maddox with that speed to get there. See it on the replay, outskates two guys. The last second, Dawson with the pass, and Maddox goes forehand to backhand for the hat trick. The hats are flying. Proverbial hats are flying. 4:06 left, and that gives Valor back up to that 4-goal lead and 3 goals. Great play by Dawson. Over to Maddox. Baker runs into Heersink, pops right back up. Sent back down into the corner. 3:56 left. Baker on the forecheck, gives some body there. Jimenez runs into the Chap kid. Touch pass left. Here Chap makes the zone. Shot, save! Haverkos! Holy cow, good shot by number 6. And Haverkos reaches out and makes a real nice save. He had to stretch that one out, and that might have been going slightly wide. Regardless, good save by Haverkos. Big mitt, big save. Draws not one by Purchase. I think I jinxed him after I said he's winning every shot. That one's on goal. Good save by Haverkos again. McKiddle fishes it out of his feet. Sutter gets it off of the boards and sends it out, but now it's sent all the way back down in. Deep gets there, spins around. Now he's given some space and time, and he sends it up. There's Sutter with good closing speed. Oh, but he overskates the puck. Circles it back, leaves it back down in the corner for Deep. Deep gets sealed off, gets some support from the other Chap kid. Sutter keeps it in. Good play by Max to keep that puck in, sent all the way back in around the corner. Stanley pops it back in. Oh, Sutter was set up right in front. Deep needs to look up a half second earlier, and he would have had a sure pass and goal to Sutter. Haverkos plays it back behind the net. Funky bounce again. Chipped all the way back down in. I think that's Conley Rohrer, number 24 for Chap. Good play to keep it in. Deep chips it up. Sutter still working. 1-on-2. He's got Baker with him. Baker pass gets closed off. Sutter goes in and eats the boards. Baker with some support. Sutter chips it out to Baker. Good work by Joey, tying a couple kids up. Oh, turned and just sent out. Tarbert couldn't quite get to it. And that's a penalty. I couldn't see what happened. maybe a little bit of anxiety and anger on the Chap side and an unnecessary penalty. I think somebody did something to Joey that he doesn't like. I'm not so sure who that is. Probably unnecessary, and someone goes to the box, and that's that number 22. One hit too many. He's penalized for that one. 2:17 left in the game. And boys go on the power play. This should do it. It'd be nice to see him close with a power play goal. We're going to leave Joey out there with Jimenez and Tarbert, Coffey and King on the blue line. Draws one back, controlled. Coffey can't keep it in. Sorry, King can't keep it in. Coffey gives chase, runs that one down. Coffey, oh no, comes off of his stick, but he does manage to recover, gets it to King. King, good stretch foul. No, that's a little bit behind Tarbert. Tarbert just rips it down in. Jimenez gives chase, but Chap gets there first. Good job tying him up as Jimenez tries to fish it out. Good keep there by King, too. Tarbert sends it over to Jimenez, but Chap does get it out. Now they're on the rush, 2-on-3. Coffey, Jimenez both converge. Wonder who's on the power play here. Haverkos has to make a save. Baker's going to slow things down. Spins around up to Tarbert. Tarbert looks up for a trailer. He's got King. Goes wide with the stick handle. Tries to get it over to Tarbert. Doesn't get it out. Jimenez working in close. There's 3 Eagles there. Look at this. 4 blue jerseys are close in. Tarbert has some time. Winds it back to King. King cross ice D to D. There's Coffey with it. Coffey cross ice to Jimenez. Good. No look to Baker. He can't quite tee it up. He's getting some sticks to the back. Chap chips it out. 1 minute left in the game. 43 seconds left, and it is iced. Good stretch pass idea by Coffey, but it is out of Jimenez's reach. And we'll let the clock. 56 seconds left in the game. 39 seconds in the penalty. 6-2 Valor, and this should be their second win of the season. Withstood a lot of pressure here at the end by Chap. They really turned the heat on towards the end. Puck's fished out by Sutter. He's going in 1-on-2, takes a slash, loses the puck. There's really no need to score any goals there, so you maybe want Max just to slow that one down. Whatever the case, Sutter on the stretch pass now. Deep works it into the zone on his own. Keep working, centering pass to Purchase. Fanned on the clearing attempt. Now is sent all the way down. 20 seconds left in the game. Haverkos will shovel it up to Sutter. Sutter flips it down in. Chap does. Sent back behind the net. There's Gogo will play it over to O'Donnell. O'Donnell up to Sutter, takes a little bit of a hit. Clock winds down, 2-1, and that will do it. And some real bright moments there by the Valor Eagles, and it's a good win to get their wings back under them. These Eagles seem to be soaring again after a good 6-2 win with some nice production from Captain Maddox. Hoyt gets on the board with a real nice win as well. Sorry, really nice goal as well. Haverkos, good job in net and withstanding some good pressure. That's all for tonight. We will see you back 2 games next weekend, next Friday night. The boys will be playing at 6 o'clock versus Heritage. And then on Saturday at 5:30 versus Vista. Boys will be done with finals, so should only have hockey on their mind at that point. As it is, signing off from Family Sports. Thanks for joining us. Good win by the Valor Eagles.